Well, folks, I'm gonna call this a speed test for continuity, but it's not really because I don't have to speed through this to get it into a 15-minute video. I went to get cake and lunch with a friend for her birthday, and then we had some time on our hands, so we decided to go thrifting. She bought some cool interior design stuff and some awesome retro-looking clothes, which suit her, and I bought this. Talking about the typical male-female model. So the records, I already owned all three of these, but they appear to be in better shape than mine. They are two Simon and Garfunkel records, Sounds of Silence and Parsley, Sage, Rosemary and Thyme, and Paul Simon's Still Crazy After All These Years. Actually quite expensive for a thrift shop at €5, but I could sort of offset that by finding this one, which is worth about 50. So those are now more than free. I haven't heard this yet. I don't know if it's any good, but I'm pretty sure it is sort of acidy jazzy, which is not really for me. We're going to give it a quick listen though later. So this video won't be as cut as they usually are because I don't make that much video, just testing this. And I'll just cut out the bit where I am either rambling too much or when I'm plugging stuff in. But generally you'll get a good impression of how I actually test this. This doesn't need to be tested. Now I'm sure it works. It was a €1, I think 5 meter length of Cat6 UTP cable, network cable, which is always a good thing to have, and I actually needed a longer bit to test computers. I also got this. This is I think a Sony or JVC, I'm going to leave it closed because it's new, camera cable that you can connect the camera to a composite and audio signal with. These are actually kind of hard to come by, and for 75 cents I figured I would just grab it. I also got Motorstorm for the PS3. Haven't played on my PS3 in a long time, but I remember seeing this game in the reviews and being like, that sounds cool. It's sort of an off-roady type of game where you randomly can switch between off-road vehicles. And the guy selling it to me at the thrift shop, or the guy at the register, was like, I have that game. It's actually really good. Speaking of people at the thrift shop, I also walked out with this cassette deck, or I was walking around with this cassette deck actually, and there was someone like, oh, you got the deck. I actually thought about grabbing it. I was like, hey, if you want it, you can still have it, because I don't really need it. But he's like, no, I already have 3, I don't really need that. But he was nice. It was €15, and these decks tend to always work. I did test the belts. One way to do that is you take you open the door, and you put it in fast forward, and then with your fingers, you can't see this now, but you rotate the capstan. This doesn't work with all decks. This one is a single motor one, and then it also rotates the right real supply thingy, and same in rewind, and everything seemed to work. So at least there are belts connected between the capstan and the real motors, and between the capstan and the flywheel. Now I also got a Walkman. It came with a warranty, but I fully expect this to be dead. It was 50 cents for an Aristona Walkman. Now if that brand doesn't mean much to you, that's because it is a sub-brand of Philips, much like Magnavox in the US, for instance. Generally pretty reliable Walkmans. It's super simple. It's got play, forward and stop. No reverse. The only thing wrong with it apparently is this is a bit loose. I will see if I can heat it up a little and bend it out a little so it's a bit more clampy, because now it will just fall off, but that's a bit of a precise work. It was made in China. This is from the 90s, mid-90s, early 90s I guess. It's a TR5610. Let's start with this one. Let's get some batteries and let's get a cable to hook it up. It of course takes double A's. I don't know how much is in these, but we're just going to try and see if it runs at all. And then we can always change the batteries if nothing happens. But there should be something in these, otherwise I would have trashed them by now. Let's see. What do we get? Oh, it is running. Actually, that appears pretty good. Let's get a tape then. Okay, we got one of our royalty-free music tapes. Can I see the tape run? Yeah, you can do that with this one, I think, yes. Well, obviously not happy, but definitely running. So these have speed adjustment. I like that it is a slider. I prefer that over one of those tiny knobs. Yeah, these have speed adjustment, so I'm gonna open it up and adjust the speed until it runs correctly. It's also a bit vibratey, but not too bad. It's very slow. Is it easy to open up? Because if so, I may as well do it right now. Oh, that's all. Okay, the belt is very, very weak indeed. That was to be expected. Where is the speed adjustment on this one? Ah, it's there. Well, that's not ideal, because that means you can only get to it when the battery is out. Or can you just... Yeah, so the speed adjustment pot is right there, and then when you put this, oops, the button fell out. Button fell out. If you put the PCB back, you can't get to it. So what were they thinking? Oh, that's not right. So I just tried to adjust the pitch, and the pot just vanished. I literally just bent it back. Why? I didn't push very hard. Oh god. That's a badly designed little thing, but then it does still run. Ooh. Can I pull this? Ooh. No. Yeah, it needs more than that. It probably also needs a new belt. We already knew that. So I'm gonna see if I have this belt. I may just have the right size, but I'm not completely sure. It's quite long for a Walkman belt. I should have this. Let's pull this around the small pulley and then rotate it around the larger pulley. Is this too tight? No, that actually feels alright. Okay, so the speed's now probably going to be wildly different, and of course I should have done this first. But I got curious, okay? I just wanted to see if it would work at all. Why? So what's the max then? I can infinitely rotate this pot. Yeah, that pot meters, that pot's dead. I'm gonna have Alexander solder a new pot in this. Or could I do it? Let me see, it's quite small. I'm not good at soldering, as you know. I should be able to do this. I will not need to find a new pot. And then it should be good, because I guess this belt is a bit on the tight side. Because it's slowed down with the new belt, which it shouldn't. Do I have anything that fits better? You know, belt size is not just about the length of the belt, it's also about how stretchy it is. And that is something that you can't measure really. I mean, you can, but not if you buy it online. That feels better. It's a bit on the thick side though. I'm saying all of the weird things, am I not? Definitely runs better. But again, I'm not sure if the pot still works, because that now appears to be somewhat infinite. Yeah, that's about as fast as I can make it go. So something is amiss. I got some other batteries. I seem to be a bit happier, but it should still run on those, shouldn't it? No, that's the same. Okay, so I guess it needs a new pot. The belt appears fine, to be honest. So this belt obviously has a bit of an egg shape going on. I'm not sure if you can see that? That's not round at all, so it will always go when that passes. So that was in need of replacement anyway. So we did make it better, but it's not done yet. But okay, it's gonna be okay, this one, I think. Let's move to this thing. So I've never actually came with a power supply. I've never actually owned one of these things. It's an AM FM internet, so network, and a DAB radio. And for 17.5 euros, I was kind of curious. It was just over 100 when new. It has a little color display even, can you see? Don't know why someone will already get rid of this, but maybe we're about to find out. It has Spotify as one of the options, which is one of the reasons I grabbed it, because I was like, hey, that could be useful. I'm just gonna go for FM, see what it does. Okay, of course we're gonna go to Classique 21. Oh, that's kind of nice. You adjust it like so, 95.6. My EQ. Oh, there we are. Wait, let's try this. Okay, why did it change after my EQ is what I want. Okay, let's connect to my network. There's a wizard apparently. It says it's scanning. It's in Dutch for some reason. Busy scanning. It says okay. It sees my network. It sees networks. There is mine. How do I skip WPS? Ah, here we go. Password. Okay, great. This is not bad. I have to go through all the characters. Okay. Just a minute. Connecting, it says. So far, I'm not disappointed. Ah, connected. Okay. So, menu. No. How do I go to mode? Internet radio. I like this thing! Really good software, surprisingly. Didn't expect that. Okay. How do I connect to the thing? doesn't see it yet. Oh, there it is. Ooh, it took its sweet time, but it found it. Honestly. It even shows, look at this. It shows the title, it shows the album art. This is a really awesome little device. So if you find yourself a median MD87838, just take it home, it's awesome. Like, especially if it's 17.5 euros. I can take this off now. Really pleasantly surprised about this little box. Honestly good. It has an aux input, it has a line output, so you can even use it as like a music streamer for Spotify. Only thing it really lacks is Bluetooth. So, and also has LAN, so you don't have to use Wi-Fi. I am very impressed with this little thing. I don't know where I'm going to use it yet, probably kitchen, but this is a well-designed thing with good software. And it doesn't sound too bad, honestly. Wow, we don't need this because I don't really listen to FM radio, but... I think I figured out why it stopped working. Because it just lost my Wi-Fi network. I folded this antenna. It's probably using that for Wi-Fi as well. I didn't think of that. Of course it would use an antenna for Wi-Fi. So I think that's the issue. I just sent a video of me demonstrating that thing to my friends because I'm really impressed with it. There is a slight rattle in the speaker I noticed, but I think there's just something in it, some dust or whatever. And even if I have to put a new speaker in, really like the thing, definitely will be using it. It's going to go into my kitchen just for Spotify and a little bit of internet radio. Next up, the JVC, which I am fully going to assume will work. It's going to run. There you go. And the good looking views, nice tape run indicator. Let's hook it up. Not a lot of highs, but then who knows how dirty the heads are. Thrift shops test, but they don't often test well. And it runs and it gives sound, so they probably also didn't test recording. Can I let this... Oh, got to love the mechanical stuff. I can just make it run with no tape in it. It's not completely mechanical though. It is powered keys, but at least nothing stops it from running if there's no tape in it. Good. Tip, if you want to clean the capstan and you don't want the capstan to keep chewing on your Q-tip, just put it on pause and then the pinch roller won't run. Hey, here we go. It's better. It's not perfect. Let's get a tape that definitely sounds good. Oh, that's a lot better. We're absolutely not going to change anything about that. Let's get a tape to record on. Do we get input? We do. It's a chrome tape. Counter works. And it's not running. Well, play and oh, it's barely running, but it's recording. Okay, here we go. It needs a new belt. As I said, they test, but they don't test well. Okay, it figured it out, but okay, something is off now. I think the record switch may be dirty. Well, I think it needs a new belt. Okay, yeah, that did work, but now it's recording again. We're recording. Okay, let's just record, see what happens. Don't think it's gonna play, but let's see. Oh! Oh, it does! That's actually a really good recording. Okay, definitely some vibrations going on. The belt is absolutely in need of replacement. It sounds good! It's a good sounding machine, so yeah, definitely gonna give it that treatment. Not now though. I already tried replacing a belt and you saw how that went. Well, I replaced the belt, I guess. Yeah, as always. I mean, this thing is about as old as I am, maybe a bit younger, like 38, 39. It will need a little attention. Same with me, I guess. And that leads us to this JVC. Now you may wonder why I buy this. Well, you have seen these speakers before and you know I like them. And why wouldn't I want to buy the whole system with the speakers and the remote? That takes double A's, which is good because we happen to have a pair of those here. Let's see if the remote transmits. Yes, it does. Good. I paid $7.50 for all of this. So, and I've never seen the entire system. So I'm kind of curious if it still works. It should be tested, but again, they test, but not good. I wouldn't be surprised if this works, but then the lens is very dirty, so I'm going to give that a quick clean to give it a fair chance. So it can actually see the disc. Let's see if it can read this at all. Feels pretty solid. Power on. It's spinning. Yeah, it's going to work. Yeah, there you go. And play. Oh, that's the jog dial for tracks. Well, we're going to go for track 5 then. 5. Ooh. Ooh. That's not good. Okay, Hyperbass Pro. Oh. Ah. Okay. Wonky power cord. I'm surprised it was still... Oh no, not wonky power cord apparently. Unless it is. That can't be right. Let me get another power cord. I'm not sure if that's it, but... Yeah, that's not good. Please work. Just for a bit. Sounds great actually. A bit too much low end, but other than that. But then the Hyperbass Pro was on. That's actually really good. Bit too hissy as well, but... Oh, here we go again. Come on, man. You're just gonna make it to this test. As soon as you touch it. Please don't chew this tape. Please. Ooh, I managed to do that. Come on, you got this. Got it. The head stack wouldn't come down. It doesn't play at all, actually. So this is what I sort of expected. It does sound pretty good, but there's obviously something very wrong with the power connector. I'm not going to bother trying the remote. I'm sure it works, but I don't want to try this any longer. And I don't want to set my house on fire, if that's okay. The speakers, though, seem fine. Other than that, it's a bit of a mess. So this is just going to be... It's not a bad sounding system at all. If you find one of these and it doesn't go... not a bad choice for a small stereo system. It's the JVC... Yep. UXT55. It's pretty hefty. It has a headphone out, a line in, and it's a pretty good sounding system. But you really want it for these little speakers that are just awesome sounding for their size. And this, unfortunately, is just a big bye-bye. But I'm pretty sure this would have been a cool system when it still worked. This one, I'm sure you can fix it, but we can all agree, not worth it. I think that is all except for the record, of which we don't really know what it is. Let's give it a quick listen. I'm going to do some short bits because music rights. Yes, that is an EMT 938. Yes, I know what I have. Yes, I got very lucky with this one. But it's kind of funny when people recommend me better audio because they see me in one of those speed tests messing around with random crap. They don't know I have other stuff as well. I am completely okay with the audio I have. What is this though? Let's see. Oh, that's nicer than I thought. Oh no, and then the strings came. Ooh, no, maybe not. Also, it's a day in the life, so yeah, no, maybe not. Take it away, guys. movie. Must be sad. Sounds good too. Yeah, that's pretty cool actually. So this is definitely what? By Brian Auger and the Trinity. Never heard of them. They have a nice little still life on the front and they are somewhat hippie-esque. I guess this is late 70s, maybe mid 70s. When's this? Doesn't specify, surprisingly. It usually does on these Polydor sleeves, but this one doesn't. And it's just funky jazz going on. Likes of Jimmy Smith, but a bit more popular sounding. Let's see what the B-side has. Oh, now they go crazy. Okay, let's see. Hey. You live, your time will come. There's a massive list of trumpet players on here, so I guess they like their trumpets. I just noticed it was something serious and I didn't know it. So this one's going up for sale. So I have a nice little DAB radio and some other records for free, including this one, which is actually for my dad. He likes this stuff. Unfortunately, my dad has issues with his muscles, so it's hard for him to play records. So I'm going to put this on a tape for him, and then he can listen to it in very high quality without having to get up every 20 minutes. But this is an Algo pressing. They're really good. And this was €2 for a 3 LP box, so not too bad, not too bad. Value will definitely be higher than that, but this is not going to be sold. This is going to my dad, including a reel-to-reel tape for his Revox A77, because I got this hobby from someone. That was definitely what? This was definitely me, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.